You ever wake up thinking your day's about to be normal and then boom, the universe drops a circus tent right on your front lawn? Yeah, that's how my HOA war started. Not with an argument, not with a barking dog. Heck, not even with a dog at all. No. My morning began with two cops knocking on my door, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Across the street, there's Karen Ronald, HOA president, giving me a wave from her window in that bubblegum pink cardigan, smiling like a shark that smells blood in the water. She called the cops on me for a dog that doesn't even exist. And when I laughed, she called it harassment, if you can believe that. So picture this. I'm standing there in my pajamas, squinting into the sun, and these two officers are reading off a clipboard. Mr. Thompson, we've received another complaint from the HOA president about a violation of leash laws and an unregistered animal. I just stared at them. Officers, there's no dog here. Never has been. One of them, a kid who probably still gets carded for energy drinks, shuffles his feet. Ma'am says it's been barking all night. I almost lost it. The only thing howling over here is her ego, trust me. I invite them in. No dog bed, no bowls, just a couple of plants and a wife who's halfway through her coffee staring at me like, what now? The officers sigh. Hand me a notice for the paper trail. Tell me to talk it out at the board meeting, then leave. Karen is still watching, grinning like she just won the lottery. My wife Sarah just puts a hand on my shoulder and says, everything okay? Sure, Sarah. Just another day in HOA-occupied territory. See, Karen's not just any HOA president. She's the kind who'd send you a certified letter if your mailbox leans to the left. My first run-in with her was over garbage cans 1 hour past deadline. Next, it was the wrong brand of mulch in my flower beds. I'm not making this up. She actually had a list of approved mulch vendors. I spent my whole Saturday shoveling out perfectly good cedar just to buy her overpriced cypress. Sarah dubbed her the mulch queen. We thought it was funny at first. But it wasn't about mulch. It was about power. Every letter, every fine, every eye over the hedge. She was building herself a little empire, one compliance notice at a time. And the bored bunch of bobbleheads Gerald who'd fold if Karen looked at him sideways, and Brenda, who couldn't finish a sentence without checking Karen's face for approval. Thing is, I'm a forensic accountant by trade. I see patterns, I smell fraud, and I know how to follow a money trail. But never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd use those skills fighting over phantom pets in the burbs. I wanted peace. I wanted quiet. 2 years ago, when Sarah and I bought our house at Lakeshore Meadows, I thought we'd founded a home, a future. For a while, we had it. We gardened, we grilled, we waved at neighbors. But Karen, she wasn't about to let that last. Then came the envelope official notice, unpermitted pet. I read it out loud, half expecting Sarah to laugh. Instead, she goes, maybe they're fining us for that squirrel stealing our tomatoes. I call Karen thinking, honest mistake, right? Wrong. She's stone cold. The complaint is valid. Mr. Thompson, you have 14 days to remove the animal or provide DNA testing. I offer again to let her inspect the house. Not necessary, she says, and hangs up. Unbelievable. So I send a certified appeal, comes back unopened with a new fine. Then the enforcers start showing up, two beefy guys in HOA polos parking across my house, just sitting there. Sarah starts drawing the blinds, nervous for the first time since we moved in. Now it's not just about me. Karen's games are making my wife feel unsafe. Then on a Saturday, things really explode. Cops screeching up, hands on holsters. Sir, step away from the house with your hands up. Why? Because Karen's called 911, reported an armed, unstable man screaming at her. My crime, telling my brother the story, laughing on the porch. I look over and there's Karen, hand to her chest, acting like she's about to faint. She's trying to get me arrested. Swatting, basically. Cops realize the truth, let me off with a warning, but the damage is done. Neighbors peek out their windows, and now I'm the crazy guy the cops keep visiting. Sarah hugs me, shaking. This has gone too far, she says. And she's right. Being reasonable wasn't working. The system was rigged because Karen was the system. That night, I call Nikki my old army buddy, now a PI with a love of gadgets and zero patience for bullies. I lay it out: the fines, the fake dog, the cops, the enforcers. He listens, then says, "She called in a man with a gun call. That's felony swatting Alex. This isn't just HOA drama. She's dangerous. Nikki's in." Next day, he brings surveillance gear, turns my house into Fort Knox, cameras on every angle drone in the sky. "We're gonna see what the Queen's really up to," he grins. While Nikki's spying, I dive into the HOA's finances. Green Pastures LLC, run by Gerald, has been overcharging us 40% on landscaping. Crystal clear pools. Brenda's outfit getting paid while the pool's under repair, and she's posting cruise selfies. Karen's installed a security gate using her brother-in-law's company double market price. The whole place is a slush fund, and I'm the first one dumb enough not to play along. But then Karen ups the ante, shows up at my door with her nephews and a locksmith threatening to break in for an animal inspection. She's quoting bylaws, but I've read the book. She can't enter without my consent or a court order. I hit the intercom. Lay it out. Any attempt to force entry is breaking and entering, and I'm already on with 911. The locksmith bolts the nephew's bail, and Karen is left shaking with fury. "You'll pay for this, Alex?" "Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, Karen, but not the way you think." Now, Nikki's convinced this is more than just money. "Why your house?" he asks. We dig deeper. Turns out Karen's cousin Dennis started a shell company, the Gilded Leash LLC, about 6 months ago, the same time my dog problem started. He's filed plans for a canine country club and spa dog resort, luxury suites, the works. And the site, my house and my 2 neighbors' lots. She's been running us off one violation at a time to clear the land for her cousin's multi-million-dollar dog palace. That was the final piece. Not just corruption, but a land grab. The night of the HOA meeting, the place is packed. Nikki streams it live, neighbors on edge. I step up, drop a thumb drive into the projector, and walk everyone through 6 years of fraud, faked invoices, shell companies, kickbacks, and finally the blueprint for the dog resort. People gasp. Brenda bursts into tears and flees. Gerald confesses and resigns on the spot. Karen sits frozen, the plan exposed for all to see. The crowd erupts. Phones everywhere, the humiliation viral in real time. Next morning, detectives show up for Karen. The old board dissolves. Our new president is Mrs. Gable Rose Gardner, tough as nails, fair to a fault. Her first order of business: erase all of Karen's fines and bring in an independent audit. It took every ounce of stubbornness I had. But in the end, justice wasn't just seeing Karen perp walk to a police car. It was neighbors laughing together at a barbecue, the fear gone, the power back where it belonged. And sitting on my porch with Sarah, hand in hand, listening to nothing but the peaceful hum of a real neighborhood again, I knew it was all worth it. So tell me, how far would you go to protect your home? Where's the line between fighting back and becoming the villain? Drop your thoughts below, because if there's one thing I learned, it's that community only survives when people speak up. And maybe, just maybe, the next HOA Karen will think twice before messing with the wrong neighbor.